Hello everyone, welcome back. This is a follow-up video to my initial video that I talked to you about the changes to the Marchman Act. Now, in the first video, I talked to you about the fact that they went from two petitions to one, and sort of everything was all encompassing. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about the assessment period. So you still need an assessment. That appears to be what's in the statute. And I apologize if I'm not looking at the camera, but I'm flipping through this document that I was able to finally download from the internet, because this is sort of the new law. I mean, the actual printed comprehensive law without all these cross-outs and check-ins is not even online yet. It's been really, really frustrating for us. But I want to go through this particular issue is to do with the assessment. And let me explain that to you. So under the old law, we'd get an assessment ordered, typically on an emergency ex parte basis. And that meant that the facility could hold the person for 5 days unless we followed the second part, which is the petition for treatment services, which meant they could basically be held until there's a hearing. Well, the new law does change that. And I'm going to read this to you because it's just a little convoluted. And it basically says here, the service provider, that means the receiving facility, wherever that may be, may not hold the respondent for longer than 72 hours of observation, unless. So, I mean, it's a little bit like the Baker Act, where they had that 72-hour hold. But one of the unlesses, the exceptions is where it says here, the respondent, unless the respondent shows signs of withdrawal or a need to be either detoxified or treated for a medical condition, which shall extend the amount of time the respondent may be held for observation until the issue is resolved, but no later than the scheduled hearing date, absent a court-approved extension. And so I think what this is saying is, look, it's a 72-hour hold, just like the Baker Act, but if the person needs more time because they need to be detoxified or they need to be treated for some kind of medical issue, then you can legally hold them. The receiving facility can legally hold them until there's a hearing, okay? Unless, of course, the hearing is continued or unless the court grants some extension of the assessment period, which is also provided for in the new law. It was already in the old law, and I don't think we've ever used it, where the facility petitions for an extension. So this allows us or allows the facility, I should say, to hold the person, but there's specific reasons, right? Other than the fact they want to milk your insurance, you can't do that. Well, we want to keep them longer because we make more money. It doesn't work that way. There's got to be specified reasons here, and I would imagine that when it comes to the actual treatment services hearing, that the qualified professional, that is the person who's doing the assessment, is going to get challenged on this. If they've held them longer than 72 hours, is going to get challenged on the legality of the extended detention. And if it turns out that they didn't do it for one of the enumerated exceptions here in this new law, I think there's going to be people moving to strike the assessment, which means the whole case, basically, the baby goes out with the bathwater, as it were. So, I mean, I think this is the second big change. The first one was going from two petitions to one. The second being the assessment period. So look, as we learn more about the law, and I actually downloaded this thing. I think it's like 50 odd pages. It also mentions changes to the Baker Act. So there's all kinds of different things going on here. We'll see if this is good or bad. I don't know yet. I personally thought there were other issues that were more pressing when it came to the Marchman Act, and certainly with the Baker Act, and I've been very, very vocal about that. But I think this is a good start. We'll see how this works out. But thank you for tuning in. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.